Hello everybody, welcome back to Return, I said Return of Reckoning then. E.S.O, we're on today. Yes, we continue with the Elsweyr Dragon Quest, I think they are, the Usurper Queen we're up to. So we need to talk to Abnathorn. Get started.
I expected sorrow and despair, but the situation here goes beyond even my prophetic inklings. On the surface, yes, but peace through tyranny provides false harmony. Euraxia uses fear and threats of violence to keep the Khajiit in line, making them second-class citizens in their own province. It appalls me to think Euraxia and I are related. It would be better if I showed you. Follow me and I'll demonstrate the true depths of my half-sister's villainy. Her grip on Rimmen is far tighter than it appears.
Show me.
Very well. Have you ever visited a Rimmen workhouse? They treat the Khajiiti workers worse than slaves.
This one heard you captured the High Elf Ambassador.
It's that building over there. For most of Rimmen's Khajiit, it's the only job available to them. The workhouse serves to snare the poor and the destitute, those who fall behind on their debts. They come here to find employment and earn a decent wage, but the costs deducted to pay for room and board leave them worse off than they were before. One of the first things Euraxia did after declaring herself queen was to institute tariffs and fines that apply only to Khajiiti citizens. No one else needs the workhouse. A cruel tactic, but effective. The Rimmen Khajiit? No. Any complaints incur fines for causing a public disturbance or some other inane ordinance. No one wants to risk falling even further into debt. It's ingenious. Monstrous, but ingenious.
Not good.
Oh, Euraxia is clever. She pays the Khajiiti, and the workhouse isn't technically a prison. On the surface, it appears to be a place that helps society's unfortunates, but underneath, it's slavery without any of the uncomfortable trappings. Now, let's visit the Rimmen marketplace. Take a look around. Business seems to be thriving, but appearances can be deceiving. It may be hard to see, but the Khajiiti merchants struggle to keep their stalls open, while the less bestial business people rake in the profits. Euraxia would have you believe it's a matter of work ethic, but we know better. Unfairly doesn't begin to cover it. Khajiiti merchants must deal with high tariffs, extra inspection fees, costly licenses. Euraxia's squeezing them for every piece of gold imaginable. On the surface, it seems reasonable to make Khajiiti pay for extra inspections to ensure their fur isn't getting into the products they sell. And while they do shed, it's just another way to discriminate against the rightful citizens of this land.
Looks like
Come
getting
along.
a tour.
I want to show you the improvements Euraxia made to the palace walls. See the trebuchets? Notice how they're aimed into the city below.
Oh yes. Right, before we do anything else, I must do. We haven't got any food on the go.
See how the siege weapons sit upon the walls? When it comes right down to it, you're looking at the secret of my half-sister's success. How else do you think Euraxia maintains order and keeps the Elsweyr defense force at bay? She declared publicly and has repeated often that any attempt to liberate Rimmon will see her unleash the full fury of the siege weapons upon the city. If Euraxia can't have Rimmon, then neither can anyone else. She'd destroy the city in a heartbeat if she thought she was in danger of losing control. Of course, she tells her non-bestial subjects that only the Khajiit districts are targeted. Absolutely not. But the lie makes her supporters feel better. The Khajiit know that even a peaceful protest could result in the destruction of Rimmon. So far, no one has dared to challenge Euraxia's will in this matter, and for good reason. When we get to the palace, let me do the talking. As the Elder Tharn, I'll demonstrate my dominance over Euraxia and negotiate a cessation of hostilities.
I somehow don't think it'll pan out that.
Ah, here come Queen Euraxia's guests now.
I don't like the looks of these meddlers. I say we feed them to the dragons and be done with it.
So you're Abner Tharn's bodyguard and valet. Not what I expected. I assume you want to follow your master into the Queen's inner sanctum, huh? I'll allow it. But first, I want to gauge the measure of your marrow. I am Queen Euraxia's chief necromancer. You may call me Zumog Foom. The other grave callers answer to me. And this is my familiar and confidant, Sir Cadwell the Betrayer. Ah, yes. The Betrayer saw you when it looked through the soul-shriven's eyes. The creature you know is a pale shadow of the dark night that once walked these lands. I exhumed his remains and reanimated him. Well, his head, it was all I could find. My actions don't concern you. I just wanted to meet Abner Tharn's lackey and determine if Queen Euraxia had anything to fear. The answer is quite clear. Your insignificance rivals that of the soul-shriven fool, which makes you eminently forgettable.
Now,
I think I've been misjudged.
My body, oh pestilent one.
You...
Presenting Abner Tharn, Grand Chancellor and Overlord of Nibene, Imperial Battle Mage of the Elder Council, and Patriarch of the Tharn Dynasty, and his bodyguard.
Ah, half-brother, your arrival, it's so unexceptional.
Pretending to be a queen is...
Hush, Abner, you bore me. Bodyguard, you look interesting. Come talk to me.
You heard her. Good luck.
My sources indicated that my half-brother's associate was somewhat taller. Oh well. Now, why in the world should I even consider negotiating with members of the losing side?
Okay.
A warning? How thoughtful. You do know that I defeated the Khajiit army and took control of the Rimmon throne? I am no one's puppet, I assure you. But why do you suppose I have anything to do with dragons?
There's no need to play games with me, Molamir. Admitted your alliance with E.S.O.
Sweet talk? From an associate of my half-brother? I'm flattered. Shall we retire to the dungeons? We'll engage in the most interesting activities, you and I. You'll positively beg for mercy right up until the end, and then I'll give you to Foom.
Oh yeah, we'll go the North Fool way. I don't want to intimidate you, I don't.
Do not attempt to sway me with your silver tongue. Mulamnir and I have a special relationship, an understanding. The dragons will secure my hold over Elsweyr, and there's nothing you or my pathetic half-brother can do to stop them.
Yeah, think about it. You're doing exactly what Melanie wants.
Enough! Zumog Foom, what news do you bring?
The Desert Wind Adaptorium has fallen. We move against Riverhold on your word.
Then the word is given. Now, half-brother.
Treachery? How could I ever have anticipated this?
Guards, take them to the dungeons.
I think not.
Oh. I wanted to fight. It's you.
Well, I suppose that could have gone better.
Okay, where are we?
I prepared for Euraxia's probable betrayal. Unfortunately, my teleport spell wasn't quite able to penetrate the palace wards, so we wound up down here, in the palace sewer.
Nice.
We heard two things of note. First, Euraxian forces have invaded the Desert Wind Adaptorium for some insidious purpose. And second, my vile half-sister ordered an attack on Riverhold. One thing at a time, my companion, one thing at a time. I need to recover my strength after teleporting us into this skeever hole. I'll need your help to get out of here. Then we can deal with both Desert Wind and Riverhold.
Okay, stay behind me. Here we go. This skeever infected. Nice. I just turned around, didn't I? It did. Whoopsies.
We've got this. Your prowess was befitting a knight. Well done.
Like rats in the sewer.
Over there! The Queen wants them alive!
The way out, finally. I can't abide another moment in this stench. Well, that's an experience I won't be adding to my memoirs. We'll separate here. Make it harder for Euraxia's lackeys to follow us. Now. Things actually turned out better than I expected. We know that Euraxia wants something from the Desert Wind Adaptorium, and we know she's about to launch a counter-strike against Riverhold. That's not exactly true. If my power wasn't depleted... Well, let's not digress. I'll go to Riverhold and warn Garrosh Rhee. We'll make sure the city is ready for the attack. Meanwhile, you find out what's happening at the Desert Wind Adaptorium. Adaptoriums serve the same function as monasteries in other parts of Tamriel. Desert Wind and its adepts follow the order of Jean Kaj. It's west of here, on the northern lip of the scar. Look for a side entrance if the main door is blocked.
Oh, yeah then. Where would that be? That would be there. Oh, the dungeon. I digress. Oh. Nobody's doing now. Have a look. Lost it. Not up. Okay. Entrance down.
Seal the gates. Let no Euraxian enter this holy place.
So the front entrance block. Side it. Oh, hello.
Burn it!
Enter the real. Oh yes, I might have been. Okay.
We're still standing. Be proud of that. Side by side, let's work together.
choice. Wonder. This way.
Roll free!
Set it ablaze!
You've met your match.
Invaders! This one will not allow you to enter this holy place. You do not look like one of the Usurper Queen's soldiers. Who are you, and what are you doing down here?
Here to help.
The Speaker of the Main sent you? This one expected we were on our own, what with the dragons and the battles to the north. Zamorak came down here to seal this path, but now he thinks the Uraxians seek the Grand Adept. Desert Wind holds many Khajiit secrets, and the keeper of those secrets is the Grand Adept. If you truly want to help, follow Zamorak to the Grand Adept's chambers. Nine Winds, no! Get to the door! Go! Save the Grand Adept! Zamorak can...
Well caught, sir.
Go! This one will find another way inside.
Okay.
You're too late. The Grand Adept revealed all before I will wipe out the entire Order. You will fall like wheat before a blaze.
Solid. You just get some equipment. Here's about.
I'm in your service.
See you. Yellow white syndrome. No. Didn't. Looks like we're too late.
Help me! Don't let Zumog Foom take my soul! Zumog Foom! This is the Necromancer's doing. Even in death, I continue to serve. He called it a blessing. Said it would protect me. Damn him! He claimed my soul! Please, you must help me. Release me from this. We came for an ancient secret, protected by the Grand Adept. She put up a good fight, I'll give her that. Zumog Foom seeks the location of the betrayer's body parts. I learned where the dismembered corpse was hidden.
You are wrong. The secret belongs to me. What the battle mage knew in life, she whispers to me in death. Soon Riverhold will fall, and the betrayer will be restored.
Let the fourth wind open the way. Grand Adept! No! Zamorak has failed. What has happened here? Who killed the Grand Adept? Zamorak thanks you for avenging the Grand Adept. But why did they attack this peaceful adeptorium? Why kill a harmless old student of the Desert Winds? The Usurper Queen made a mistake when she had the Grand Adept killed. Whatever they came to find had an unintended consequence. It has roused the students of the Desert Winds. Zamorak pledges the adepts to Gareshri's cause. Euraxia will fall. We are not many, but we are strong. The adepts of the Desert Wind will aid the city. Zamorak will see you there, after he makes sure the Grand Adept receives the proper blessing.
Moons, curse it.
I informed Gareshri and Chimera about what happened in Rimmon. They're mobilizing our remaining forces even as we speak. Now tell me, what did you learn at the Desert Wind Adeptorium? I often wondered who Cadwell was before he became a soul shriven. I know the tales of the betrayer, but I never equated the two. The Cadwell we know is so not that. We'll deal with Zumog Foom after we save Riverhold. Anything else to report? Well, that's a bit of welcome news. Many of the adepts have remarkable martial skills that we could surely make use of. Speaking of which, are you ready to help defend the city? For now, recover your strength and prepare yourself. Euraxia's forces will arrive soon, and we'll need you ready for the battle to come. And here, take this. Gareshri keeps handing me pouches, but I have little use for Khajiiti gold. Multiple Cadwells, necromancers, dragons, and now Euraxian soldiers marching on Riverhold. This day just keeps getting better and better. Regardless, there's much to do and not a lot of time to do it. Yes, but Gareshri's scouts report that they're on their way. Our parley seems to have aroused Euraxia's anger. What remains of Elsweyr's militia has taken up positions around town, but I fear they are too few in number. They need your help. Gareshri has placed the defense of the city in Chimera's hands. She moves the Desert Wind adepts, every volunteer she could muster, and what remains of the militia like pieces on a game board. Report to her, and she'll give you your... Find Chimera outside and see what she requires. Euraxian soldiers will soon reach Riverhold. When that happens, all oblivion will break loose. You must have taken a more serious beating than I thought it did. So your memory, just that Cadwell, the gallant knight of Col... According to Khajiiti legend, Cadwell the Betrayer was one of the heroes who helped Kunzar-Ree imprison the dragons in the halls of Colossus. Euraxia employs the necromancer Zumog Foom and his cadre of dark
Yes, we might have to kill him at some point.
He reanimated Cadwell's head.
Okay. Gareshri.
I sent Chimera out to coordinate the city's defenses while Tharn and I continue to refine our strategy. Can we hold this city, Or should we fall back? I hope the battle mage can pull a miracle out of his ear, but we cannot count on that. Chimera knows Riverhold and its people well. Her training has prepared her for this. She is more than capable of organizing our defenses and converting our strategies into actionable tactics. She is very good at getting things done. When Euraxia first conquered our home, she occupied the entire upper tier of northern Elsweyr, from Riverhold to Rimmen. It took many years and much blood to retake the northwest and confine her to Rimmen. I have no doubt she will attack. It won't be easy, but our strategy is sound and Chimera excels at executing tactics. Between Captain Nalado's remaining warriors and the Desert Wind adepts you brought, we should have the forces we need.
Okay. Let's do this. How far we're into this. Battle for Riverhold we're on now. Jumping.
We need your cart to help barricade the city, Grishka. The main will compensate. I knew nothing good would come of Abner Tarn's efforts to make peace with the usurper queen. Now she turns her attention to Riverhold. We must protect the city, no matter what Euraxia throws at us. So many have answered the call. Zamorak and the Desert Wind adepts, the people of Riverhold. Even that strange Cadwell. And now you, Five Claw. Excellent! I have things that need to be done, but not enough hands to do them. If you are... The outlying farms are vulnerable to attack. We need to get the farmers inside the walls before Euraxia's forces arrive. Go to Greenleaf Farm and convince Zazie to move her family. After that, I will send word as to what I need you to do next.
Wait, Walker.
Where does that lead to?
Zamorak
Oh,
will
no,
accompany
you
you.
know that. Yeah. This is
Together.
hello.
Euraxians, here! We expected an attack from the east and south, but they've somehow encircled the town.
Get out! Who are you to burst into our home without permission? Wait, this one recognizes the brawny adept standing behind you. What do you want with Zazie and her family? The Euraxians are already here! They seem to be searching for something, though so far they have left us alone. But this one's mate and brother, Kinaro and Hirsch, they are still in the fields. You would do that?
Yes.
This one's son plans to join the militia. Zazie would rather keep him safe, but children never appreciate the advice of their elders, yes?
Very true.
A few small caves lie to the west, in the hills. We use them for storage as they stay cool and dark, even on the hottest days.
I should be the one to search for father and uncle, not these outsiders.
Hey, you'll do not.
Right.
Poor thing.
Stay back! Go away! Zazie, is she safe? Thank John and Jode. Dark moons, what a disaster. The soldiers appeared and chased us out of the fields. Then they started digging. Hirsch threw a rock. They responded with an arrow. I heard one of the soldiers mention body parts. Such gruesome work. But no one is buried in our fields, at least as far as I know. Oh, Walker, I have no idea how Zazie will react to the news of Hirsch's death. Dark moons, indeed.
This one will say the words to guide Hirsch to the sands behind the stars.
Thank you, Adept. I'll go and break the sad news to Zazie. We all grieve for Hirsch.
This one's brother now walks the endless sands behind the stars. This one's brother would want us to stay here and defend our farm. Zazie would be a poor sister and a poorer matriarch of this family if she tucked her tail between her legs and slunk away. But... damn you, Walker! We can't even spare a moment to take care of Hirsch's remains? No. The living are more important than the dead. We will go into the city. However, if this one gets killed anyway, she promises to haunt you.
Okay then.
Ah,
I
fine.
think we can live
Good.
with that.
I have another task for you. I hoped to catch you before you were done here. I need you to head west. Nalado's scouts identified a number of Euraxian supply camps set up near the mountains. I want you to help Nalado and her soldiers disrupt the Euraxian supply lines. These western camps support the soldiers that encircle the city. Find the camps, startle their horses, and set fire to their wagons. Nalado's soldiers will grab whatever supplies they can, but your goal is to inflict mayhem and destruction.
Okay, we can do that.
Once you scare off the horses and set fire to the wagons, that will be the signal for Nalado's soldiers to grab the supplies. And if any of the Euraxians complain, feel free to deal with them however you see fit. Zumog Fum! He wants to resurrect the betrayer from the ancient tales of Kunzari. Ever since Abner Tharn made the Moonsingers recall those legends, we have been haunted by them. But that is the next problem. First, we must protect Riverhold. Do some
I'll get busy then.
Fiveclaw. You were right, Fiveclaw. They are searching.
Sleek and lively. Grab what
Ready
you
to
can.
ride.
Dodge.
Looking forward to seeing what you make with that.
Quickly, take as much as you can carry. Well done, Five Claw. Let's talk over there. If those dungheads had proper tails, what we did to their supply camps would put a kink in them. One more small task, Five Claw, if you are willing. This one would have you help the strange one named Cadwell. Cadwell was adamant about helping our cause. He's been tinkering with bits and scraps, claims he's made traps to slow down the Iraxians. If Cadwell works along with...
I'll help Cadwell then. Seem to have been doing a lot of it recently.
So good to see you again. I missed you terribly. Now, mind where you step. I had no idea I could make such delightful murder toys. You don't want to stick a toe into any of them, though. Blew my little piggy right off. I can play a lute. Magnificent sword play, my speciality. Can even make a delicious Daedra heart flambe. But these doodads that go kaboom just popped into my head while thinking about how to help the catfolk. I quite like the catfolk. Wouldn't that be remarkable? Decide you need to know something and it just occurs to you in a flash of inspiration. Chocolate souffle. No, it didn't work. More likely, it's something I knew before they chopped my head off and scrambled my memories. Took it right off the old body, yes. Not that I recall details. Probably better that way. Anywho, you can help me arm the last few traps along the road. Just twiddle the spring and tweak the fiddly bit. Carefully. Watch. I'll show you. To arm a trap, just twiddle this bit like so, and... oh dear. I find I twiddle when I should have tweaked, just a wee bit scorched, that's all. Again. Well, that's an evil-looking orc, a necromancer, I do believe. I recognize that tree. They're on their way to Riverhold. That's not good at all. I have enough trouble seeing through my own eyes, let alone someone else's. I hope this doesn't become a regular occurrence. The betrayer's head. I'm not sure why we're connected or why it insists on showing me the most disturbing images. I saw an orc necromancer, dreadful chap. He's coming to Riverhold and he's bringing his nasty undead chums with him. Rubbish and poppycock, that makes no sense. Wait, I remember something. The betrayer. Those loon priests called me that, right before they... Well, we need to warn the cat people. The necromancer is coming, and he's bringing... For Queen
Be nice to get off my feet.
So bold. I'll see you there if truth be told.
Over here, Five. We must get inside and prepare to defend the town. Euraxia's forces are on their way. More undead. Just like at the Defense Force outpost. Regular troops are bad enough, but shambling corpses. They unsettle even the most seasoned Khajiiti warrior. We need to warn Gareshri. Almost. I wish we had enough.
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's do this. I want to get on to content I've not done. Saying that, I don't remember most of this. Not surprising. Meet the allies.
Speaker, we have news.
Report, Kamira.
The Euraxians have necromancers in their ranks.
The usurper queen dare send undead against us? Five Claw, find Captain Naledo and warn her.
Strike hard! Drive back the Euraxians! Five Claw, did the speaker send orders?
Riverhold belongs to Queen Euraxia, cats!
Grave-robbing cur!
Every death is just a new recruit for Euraxia's army!
Oh my goodness.
This one hates killing the same fools again and again! This one must warn the others.
In the town centre.
The
I take no
necromancer's
pleasure
spell
in
will
killing.
animate
I'm
every
glad
corpse
we're
in town.
alive and they're
temple.
not.
But this one has an idea. Meet Zamarak at the temple, and maybe we can disrupt the spell. This one must be at peace to memorize the inscription. They spilled blood in this sacred place.
Samurai.
Keep the undead away, Walker. Now, Zamarak and the prayer are one. Come, let us find the blessed pillar of the spring moon. As long as the necromantic spell remains in place, the dead will keep rising. Deal with the undead while Zamarak
We're in
recites
this
the prayer.
together.
Vakri Tashin spring moon has sanctified the ground. Let us proceed to the summer moon.
That was it, right? Sometimes it's hard to tell.
Deal with the undead while this one activates the pillar of the summer moon. Olgrey, Jashin. One more. The pillar of the winter moon, near Kahajab Hall.
We've got this.
Vaba Kri Frisin. The moon pillars are activated. Riverhold is sanctified.
It's working. The dead are dead again.
Wait. Something is coming.
Dark moons! Dragons!
We can't fight dragons!
Yes, we can.
This one will order the retreat.
Such pathetic creatures. Flee before Calgranted, you insignificant morsels!
No. Riverhold belongs to the Khajiit.
Chimera! Consider your next words very carefully.
Now I'll speak the words my people need to hear. We are Khajiit. We are the children of Alkosh, the daughters and sons of Joan and Jode. We do not run, even from dragons.
Bolokdan! Prove your worth. Destroy these paltry insects!
Stand with me, people of Anequina, for I am Chimera, daughter of King Hemakar. I am your queen. Now, Five Claw! Use the ballista and drive the dragon to the ground! Battle!
A cowardly attack!
Now finish this!
Bolokdan will crush you.
Impressive!
Kiga!
The dragon is dead! All hail Queen Chimera!
Well fought! We have shown that the Khajiit will not run, not even from a dragon!
All hail Chimera, daughter of King Hemakar and Queen Numara!
Soon.
You killed a dragon. Impressive, but don't let it go to your head. It was just one, and not even that large of a specimen. Plus, of course, no one will remember your feat. They're all going to be talking about the return of their queen. I had every faith in your ability to handle the situation. There was no need to intervene and tarnish your moment of glory. Besides, my considerable strategic skills serve the Khajiiti cause better than my battle magic. I leave the mayhem to you. Honestly, I had no idea. Chimera's rousing words were all well and good, but it will take more than inspiring speeches and old siege weapons to take down my half-sister. Based on recent events, only one course of action makes sense. We must strike at Rimmon and remove my half-sister from the throne before she rallies her forces. First, however, take this. Compensation for stopping the undead, and my half-sister continues to be an embarrassment to our family name. The time has come to deal with Euraxia. Permanently. Half-sister. And yes, if it comes to that. Euraxia conquered Rimmon without authorization. She oppressed the Khajiit, unleashed hordes of undead, and made a deal with the dragons. If we don't depose her, I hate to imagine what she'll do next. Who said anything about a direct assault? Subterfuge is called for. I suggest a small group slip into the palace, locate Euraxia, and remove her from the throne by any means necessary.
Now that I have revealed my true heritage, we need to act quickly, Lord Speaker.
Like most of Abnur Tharn's plans, it is both brilliant and daring. If it has any chance to succeed, however, we need a way to get a small force into the palace without being seen. Luckily, I may have an answer.
You said you had a way
Aneshi.
to get us into the palace?
He served as Castellan for Rimmon Palace under King.
I wonder if I'm into this. Find Aneshi. Ooh. Forgot that. We'll go and get the twin. Oh my god. We don't run out of 2 queens. Nope, not doing it.
Path through this madness.
Need to get these done before I think about doing side quests. Down there, I'm not done it well.
Perhaps a direct approach would be the best.
Oh, nice. What did you find?
5 Claw. I decided to join you. Aneshi deserves to hear that I still...
Old Aneshi doesn't get many visitors, friend. Few find much comfort in the ancient tales of Kunzari during these trying times. Wait, Aneshi recognizes your friend. She is grown now, more serious, But this one knows Princess Chimera by Jode. Aneshi's beloved wife, Zyma, worked with the militia for a time after we avoided Euraxia's purge of the palace. Passed along information until the Euraxians caught her. They killed her in the palace courtyard. If Aneshi can help, he will do so. Then you need to enter the palace crypts. A forgotten passage in the crypts leads to the royal kitchens. Aneshi will write down directions to where he hid his master key. The key opens a door in the sewer under the palace that leads to the crypts. Jode above, old Aneshi can hardly believe his eyes. Princess Chimera.
It is truly me, Castellan. But I am Queen Chimera now. We will throw the usurper from my father's throne.
We stayed close to the castle. Zyma, my brave and beloved wife, she passed.
Dark, sorry mate. I was enthralled in it. It's all right. It's doing okay, mate. Enjoying it. I'm not sure how far we're through we are in this storyline, but I think we're getting there. What I'm looking for, you find the master key. Don't remember what they look like. I've not seen the new one. Have you seen the Black Panther 2? Wakanda Forever, I've not seen that yet. I saw the other one though, but that was a while ago. It was a badger. Okay. Dead badger. Right, we've got the key. Where do we need to go to? Rendezvous in Rimmen. I'd heard so, yeah. So I probably won't bother with it. Isn't it like 3/4 of the film without Black Panther? And Black Panther's now a girl, is it? I really think they should have recast him. Human Rim. Wow. Seems to defeat the object somewhat, doesn't it?
Five Claw, over here. Tarn wants to speak to you.
I may not have figured out Chimera's true identity, but things have been hectic since I met her. Zamorak, though, he was easier to surmise. I recognized the bearing of the King's Claw the moment I saw him. Did you find us a way into the palace? The crypts. So that means another delightful trek through the sewers. The overwhelming stench of excrement still lingers from our last visit. Ah well. I have another task for you to deal with first, however.
Yeah, when you see Cadwell, you might recognise him as well.
Just thinking out loud.
Can't think who this one is, though.
I acquired during my time in the archives at White Gold Tower. Zamorak once served as a royal protector. From his bearing and the way he hovers near Chimera, he had to be one of the King's Claws. It's quite obvious. Captain Nalado's waiting for you near the siege weapons. Work with her to put them out of commission. Once we see the weapons go up in flames, we'll head out and rendezvous with you at the sewer entrance. I'm counting on it. After you and Nalado destroy the first 2 platforms and Chimera deals with the third, Euraxia will order her troops into the streets to defend the city. That will mean fewer soldiers inside the palace to hamper our assault.
Alfred Molina. What's he been in? Doc Ock? Yeah, it could be. I know you mean now, yeah.
I'll get to the far bastion. Best we don't travel.
Just wait till you hear Cadwell. I'm sure you'll recognise that voice.
Your prayers are answered. You need not fear the divine.
What? Somebody talking to me there?
Rejoice! Alkosh has come to save us.
Get up there. Where? These stairs.
Five Claw, good, good. We have work to do. Are you ready to disable the siege weapons and wreak some more havoc? The soldier guarding the gate...
If you're new to E.S.O, I'd suggest following the main quest.
This one plans to give her something to get excited about.
Do that first.
When she leaves her post, slip through the gate and set fire to the siege weapons. Be quick, Five Claw.
You should have a quest to go to the harbourage.
Yes. This one observed a few more soldiers on the platform, but not many.
Have you done the main mission, the very first mission?
We're about to
the original content.
After this one deals with the soldier, I will move onto the north platform. Meet me there. Watch as Nalado becomes a sleek Euraxian soldier. Oh, how do they...
When you first logged in, did you do the escape the prison?
Garashi has been spotted in the market. Hurry!
Finally, some action.
Oh yeah, that's Lord Vivek. That's not the beginning of the game. No, you need to go back to one of the original ones. I'll show you. What? No, that's the beginning of that particular island that it's called. Lord Vivek. That's just for that expansion. You did the original dungeon, right, and then you went to where Lord Vivek is. What race are you? You're high elf. Or a dark elf. High elf. Right, you need to go to Strosmakai. Strosmakai, I can't remember which one it is now. It's a little island. Split Rock. That's what. Actually, you could probably go to any of these starter islands and do the starter quest there. But you should go to Stone. See this area here, Stone Falls. Yeah? You should have a quest there. Oh, hang on a minute. No, it's not. It's not for you. I'm an elf. Where's mine? Ah, hang on a minute. Ratwood. It'll take me a minute to remember. Green shade. Oridon. There we go. Go to Oridon. You should have at least one waypoint there. It's probably that. The harbourage there you need to go to. There's a quest at the harbourage where you talk to what you find out eventually is the Emperor. And follow that quest line. That is the main quest line for E.S.O. The original quest line for it. That's the trouble with it giving you the option when you've done the beginning quest. It gives you the option of where you want to go. It shouldn't do. It should send you here so you can do the original quest. I'd follow that. And that will eventually take you to beating the one of the gods. Okay. If you need any help with anything, hey, what server are you on? Are you on the well, you're not on the Euro server, I bet, are you? I'm on Europe. You play US. I've got tunes on the US server, but they're only about 5 or 10. Oh, you play on PlayStation and PC, right? One suggestion I would give to you, Dark, is, I don't know if you do or not, but if you subscribe, especially on the PC, subscribe. Otherwise, your inventory will be full all the time. And when you subscribe, you get what they called craft bag. That's the craft bag. Just look at all the stuff I've got in that. If I didn't have that all that would try and go into my inventory. It's worth subscribing just for that. Because it puts all the stuff that you pick up, apart from the armour and everything, in the craft bag, which is great.
We'll see it done.
Right, well, if you're not going to craft, that's fair enough. But crafting's a fairly important part of E.S.O. It is. making your gear. You need, and if you're going to do any crafting, then you need to start researching at level 1. When you pick up an item, let's see, there we go. Got sharpened on that one. If you see that, the sharpened, you get that by researching. When you research, when you first start off, it takes hours. by the time you get to level 50, max level, and you're researching gear, it can take 30 days to research one item. That's why it's best to start it at level 1. Well, you just have to do some catching up. Where else? I mean, this is my main toon. He's max level nearly all the crafting skills. There's only scrying. He's got one more to do. Dark, what you like?
Nalado will deal with the soldier. Oh, this one can't wait to get out of this dungy armor. The south platform is under attack.
Stupid cats! Wait, I better warn my lieutenant first.
Go.
Destroy the rest of the north. Yeah, this is the north, isn't it?
Nalado will clean up.
Where's that up there? We get up there. Oh, it's there again. What class are you playing, Dark? Oh yeah, Necro's a nice class. Oh, you mainly play a Warden. All right, okay. They're both good.
Stendar see you safely to your rest.
If you level up scrying, just show you. You could do a one bar setup like I've got. The Oaken Soul Ring. You have to do scrying. You have to get it to almost max level. One below max level before you can scry it. Look at all those buffs it gives you. But you're limited to 1 bar. I can only use 1 bar here. I'm playing with a 1 bar setup. It is. A lot of the stats that you can only get by grouping.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Here come the others now.
A queen should not rush into danger. It is unseemly. This one should be at her side to keep her safe. Nalado will follow orders, though. We must make our way through the crypts and into the palace before Chimera gets into too much trouble, yes?
Yeah, I'm not using the
So this
testing
one
slot.
must do as she says. There
gear.
are dangers ahead, regardless of whether we stick
All my
together
gear
or
is
not.
crafting gear that you can
We
do.
have a better chance of reaching the usurper.
It's not dungeon gear. I
if we
don't
approach
really
from
do
multiple
group dungeons.
directions.
I do some of the original content dungeons. I could do them on my own.
Yes.
I don't need a
And if
group to do
anything
them.
happens to our new queen, this one will have Tharn's head on a platter. We waste
In solo
much time,
rules.
Claw. Are you ready to enter the
There's only one I
forest and
can't.
find the door
I
to
can't. The only reason I can't solo that is because there's 2 platforms that you need to stand on to open the door, and obviously there's only me, so I can't do it.
I'll scout ahead. Tally ho!
But yeah, it gives you some nice stats. This 34 and nearly 34.5k maximum magicka, spell damage 4k, weapon damage 4k. You can't control your companion to go onto the platform. She just follows you. It's not like Skyrim where you can tell your companion to do this and do that.
Everyone, unsheathe your claws.
There is the door to the crypts. Let us see if the master key still works.
Nalado will guard the rear. You go ahead and find a way into the palace.
Oh, looks like somebody else is going to be doing this.
This one hasn't visited
There we
these
go.
crypts in a long, long time.
I do believe we're good at this. Shining steel! I do believe we're good at this.
Wait. This is the royal crypt, but it has been disturbed.
Bringer of peace, beloved father, honoured king of Aniquina. Now he prowls the sands behind the stars until the next. Oh god, that don't mean there's a puzzle coming up.
They took his body. They desecrated the king's grave. And from the looks of it, the queen's and Kamira's siblings as well. Zamarak has no clue. This royal crypt was prepared. Dark moons. We need to find a way into the palace, and quickly.
Euraxia not only murdered our king and queen, she desecrated their graves! She's a monster!
We can reach the royal chambers through the Chapel of the Guiding Moons and the Great Hall.
Okay, they look like traps.
We fought well.
think the fact that it's all voice acting is great.
On my honor!
The Chapel of the Guiding Moons is just ahead. It's the necromancer, Zumag Foom. They locked us in.
Queen Euraxia will be delighted to hear that we have
Isabel.
guests.
Oh, look.
In tank
more
mode.
Cats. I do adore flaying and then roasting the nasty creatures.
If you'll excuse us, we have another member of your party to deal with.
She dies sometimes, but that's normally against world bosses that she dies when I'm trying to solo a world boss.
Grabs apart, but I also want to deal with my inferior.
She can only manage the normal stuff.
What to do? What to do?
What are you summoning? Oh, here we go.
Leave the door to Zamarak. This one will make an exit.
More undead!
I take no pleasure in killing, but I'm glad we're alive and they're not.
Go! Zamarak will guard your backs.
Legendary companion? What was only these four?
Go left while this one goes right. We will meet in the royal chambers.
I've got all four of the companions. I thought that was the only before they had.
Destroy you? No, we're
Side by
simply
side.
perfecting in the state of nature.
We will transfer your duplicate's animus into you, Head. But our time with Queen Euraxia has reached its end.
I only know of the four.
Please, not like this. Try smashing these glass baubles.
Recognise his voice.
Well, that wasn't pleasant. You go on. I'll be along in a snap.
There. Make haste. Euraxia is in the palace courtyard with Mulamnir. Be cautious. We need to know what Euraxia and the dragon are planning before we attack.
Here we go. Oh, hello. Is it dragon time?
Now, about my request.
The necromancers have already agreed to serve Calgrontid. You no longer interest us, Euraxia Tharn.
How dare you?
Oh,
We
maybe
had
not.
a deal. What's this now? My incompetent half-brother and...
Aha! The lost princess returns.
Nalador!
Here, your parents have missed you so, princess.
Mother! No!
No guts, no glory!
Now do me a favor and just die!
I'll take down that shield. You deal with the undead. The shield is down.
I'll destroy you all! The runes of oblivion shield me!
Boom.
Stendar, please bless my good friend here. For they are mighty.
I need to see the
somewhat
throne.
frightening.
Yeah, this tune is pretty overpowered. Like I said, he's not wearing any of the dungeon equipment. He's only wearing crafted gear. Yeah, the only way to get it is by learning scrying, which is part of High Isle, I think, the last expansion.
Once this all began, I knew Euraxia would need to be dealt with. But sending Chimera's murdered parents against us... Death was too easy an end for my half-sister. I'm concerned that the dragons continue to work with the necromancers, though. Half-sister. And do I really seem like the sentimental type to you? Euraxia may be gone, but Mulamnir mentioned his leader, Calgrontide. He said the necromancers were helping them, and Euraxia said something about a moon gate to the southwest. Perhaps. The next queen of Anequina said there's no time to mourn the dead, but I worry what happened here could affect her judgment. Let's get to the throne room and try to figure out why the dragons need necromancers and a moon gate.
Okay, so we're not... out there? Is that down there?
We will deal
I bet I can bang the dents
later.
from my armor while we're in town.
I fear more pressing matters must concern us now. May the dark take Euraxia! She sent my own parents against us, and killed the brave and honorable Nalado! But we have no time to mourn. We must determine what the dragons seek at the ancient moon.
This is very good. I like talking to Cardwell. He makes me laugh.
Do not presume
I love
to
John
tell me
Cleese.
how I should feel. I am the queen now, and I do not have the luxury or the time to grieve. Fiveclaw, those were
I don't
not
like his
my
politics, but his
They were animated
comedy is
masks,
brilliant.
nothing more. And I will remember Nalado's sacrifice after we finish saving Elsweyr from the dragons. You are still with me in this, Fiveclaw. You and Abner Thorn both. We ended one threat, but two more remain. I will go on without you, but I would rather have you at my side for what is to come. The war is far from over. Even a queen needs to consult with such learned personages as Garresh Rhee and Abner Tarn every now and then. Take this in recognition of your efforts on our behalf, Fiveclaw. Then talk to Garresh Rhee. I need to think.
Okay.
This
2 queens
throne,
completed.
for too long, a tyrant has sat upon it. But now...
The men must recognize you as the heir of Anequina. But the people already cheer your name.
Finally, this palace is a labyrinth. Did I miss anything?
Chimera's parents would be proud of how she has stepped forward in these dark times. Moons, I am proud of her. While Chimera gathers her thoughts, the rest of us have work to do. Tell me, what happened in the palace? You bring news both welcome and grim. But we can neither celebrate a victory nor mourn the good captain until later, I fear. We need to determine why the dragons are willing to associate with wielders of dark magic. Could they be interested in the moon gate of Anequina? It lies in that direction. I wonder if this pertains to Euraxia's final order. A soldier mentioned it after we captured her, but she refused to elaborate. Maybe you can help Tharn find out more.
Yeah, when you get in-game Darkside, I would
through the documents
check your journal and just see if there's anything that's asking you to visit the harbourage. If there is, that means you've got the starter for the main quest.
Her death is bound to affect him. I suggest that you tread warily. Worried? No. That would imply I had any feelings toward the man whatsoever. I'd say I'm more concerned that his nonchalant attitude toward his sister's death might be hiding his true emotions. I trust that he's here to help, but he's still a Tharn.
And if you haven't got it, go to Oridon and go to that waypoint that was near. And do some quests around there. There's Oridon. Go to Volkel Guard. Do some quests around there, and it'll probably trigger it. Right, talk to Abner Thorn. Where are you? Where's Abner? Oh. Oh, okay. I checked all these before.
When you look at the world as lines on a map, it all seems so small and insignificant. I was trying to determine the meaning of this document, but so far the secret eludes me. I found a letter, but it's not complete. Looks like a scribe's dictation. I've been searching for more, but I haven't made much progress through the royal stacks. With your help, perhaps the search will go more quickly. It alludes to an order Euraxia was preparing to deliver shortly before our assault on the palace. It mentions a Captain S, the Cygnus Irregulars, and a favour for the dragons, but gives no indication as to who they are or what the favour might be. We did what had to be done. Think no more about it. If you hadn't ended Euraxia, I certainly would have. Now, look around and see if you can find anything pertaining to this unfinished letter. I'm sure it refers to Euraxia's final... This study contains documents from when the Khajiit ruled Rimmon, as well as papers that cover the span of Euraxia's rule. So many, many papers. She was a prolific writer, I'll give her that. At least she didn't destroy her files before she died. Anything pertaining to this so-called final order. While we're looking around, let's see if we can find anything that mentions the dragons, the necromancers, or anything significant. Who knows? Control dragons? What folly. But what was that about killing the last... Old Khajiiti legends and rumors of a last dragon guard. Intriguing. Captain Sorlinia. That must be Captain S. And the Cygnus Irregulars are Imperial troops under the command of Prefect Kalo at Sandswirl Manor. I think you found everything I need to fill in the blanks. Let's talk. The documents you uncovered allow me to make sense of this unfinished dictation. I believe I now know the contents of Euraxia's final order. Euraxia ordered Captain Sorlinia to assassinate a dragon guard in an effort to appease the dragons. Sorlinia plans to commandeer as many additional soldiers as necessary from Prefect Kalo at Sandswirl Manor and retrieve a report. Neither do I, at least not fully. The Dragon Guard were the sworn protectors of the Imperial Emperor. At least they were until they fell out of favor. Euraxia has ordered her assassins to murder what she claims to be the last Dragon Guard. Don't ask me. The Dragon Guard I knew failed to protect the potentates and were disbanded in disgrace. They claimed to have descended from legendary Akaviri dragon hunters. But that's all it was. A legend. We need to get to Sandswirl. We can't take any chances. Euraxia's final order directs her assassins to murder the last Dragon Guard. If the dragons consider this threat real, we need it on our side. Meet me west of the city, on the outskirts of Sandswirl Manor. Kalo is mentioned in Garesh Ree's intelligence reports. He commands a garrison of troops in an estate seized when they conquered the region. As for Sorlinia, I've never heard of her. But an assassination squad, they're never a good thing.
Are the people of Rimmon cowards?
They're just afraid, Chimera. Remember, the dragon's still dark.
I found a set of round orb-like objects sitting on a forgotten shelf here in the palace. They're the perfect shape for juggling. Turns out I'm good at juggling. Who knew? And I find it strangely soothing after all that mayhem and fisticuffs.
Recognized by the Main and Queen
Okay,
Elaine,
well.
which reminds me, as the Dominion sent us...
Right, where do you want me? I'm running.
Ooh, my fur ripples in happiness. Euraxia, the horrid usurper is
Could have sworn I saw some.
Another find for your
Future or
pack.
something, I thought I saw.
An imperial garrison housed in a Khajiiti estate. My half-sister spared no expense, I see. Prefect Kalo commands a full complement of soldiers, mostly seasoned Imperials and not the Nibonese mercenaries that make up Euraxia's main forces. It's probable that Solinia and her assassination squad is here as well, so I advise caution. I prefer to avoid unnecessary bloodshed, of course, but these are enemy forces. We must do what we must to complete our mission. I'll work my way down from the upper levels of the house. You find your own entrance and we'll meet somewhere inside.
Okay.
Try not to... As I said, the Dragon Guard I knew were the Emperor's protectors. I suspect this has more to do with legends that speak of their role as dragon hunters of old. Idle speculation isn't going to accomplish anything. If I were younger... I feel the weight of my years, and it gets worse the longer this goes on.
Don't we all?
In my younger days, I would have already corralled the dragons and banished the necromancers to a forgotten plane of oblivion. Enough of this. I'll meet you inside.
Okay.
We'll see it done.
Oh, hello. Oh, now you arrive.
One of Kalo's pet cats. Time to make me a
Let's go outside. No way in there.
his pet cats. Time to make me a fur coat.
Not much longer now.
How good of you to join me. Let's talk. We need to speak quickly. I doubt I'll remain undiscovered for very long. This projection, a simple spell. Nothing to it, really. But that's not what I want to discuss. I'm hiding in an empty servant's quarters at the moment. I discovered that Prefect Kalo is no longer in charge here. In fact, he's been arrested. That's the thing. Prefect Kalo isn't really one of the Euraxians. His cohort of Imperials accompanied my half-sister into Rimmen, but he's been a vocal opponent of her coup and subsequent claim of rulership. Apparently, he refused another order. Kalo's probably being held in one of the lower levels. See if you can find him. He should be able to tell us more about the Dragon Guard and Solinia's orders. Wait a moment. I'm about to have company. I'll find my way to you as soon as I can.
Strange. Here?
Interesting. You're not one of you. I'm Prefect Kalo, commander of the Cygnus Irregulars. And you're that outsider working with the Khajiit militia. I expected you hours ago. Well, let's not dawdle. You have an assassination squad to stop, I assume, so if you don't... It's elementary. I pay attention to every significant event that occurs in the region. Comes with my job description. I have agents, spies, and informers from Riverhold to Rimmen. The dossier on you could choke a Wamasu. Now, about this door? I'm an Imperial without an Emperor. My cohort was assigned to accompany Euraxia on a fact-finding mission. She turned it into a conquest. I tried to temper her more violent tendencies, but her mercenaries outnumber my legionaries by a wide margin. I refused a direct order. Wouldn't give Solinia my soldiers or my file on the last Dragon Guard. So, here I am. How about this? You can find a copy of the report in my office. If the information it contains helps you, then come back and set me free. I'm a reasonable man. I have no great love for this land, but neither do I want to see it destroyed. Dragons were the last straw. In other words, this is me making a stand. You can find a copy of the Dragon Guard report in my office upstairs. I see you found the report. Now we can continue our conversation without being separated by those inconvenient bars.
Ah, there you are. And I see you've captured Prefect Kalo. I presume he surrendered without a fight?
Don't look so shocked. My irregulars are very good at what they do. It was simple enough for them to sneak in and set me free. Now, what did you learn from the report? Anything that will help us stop Captain Solinia and her assassination squad? As I said, we were never willing participants in Euraxia's conquest of northern Elsweyr. My irregulars did as little as possible to advance her agenda, and we worked to sabotage it as often as not. Besides, the dragons won't stop after they kill or subjugate the Khajiit. We're in as much danger as everyone else. If Lord Garesh-Ri pardons my soldiers, we'll help fight the dragons. But we're going to need the Dragon Guard. Do you know where he is?
No.
Grand Chancellor, I propose that you get Garesh-Ri to pardon the Cygnus Irregulars so we can form an alliance.
An alliance? Interesting. Comrades would be helpful in the battles to come. I'll return to Rimmen, plead Kalo's case, and send someone to help you. Meanwhile, I suggest you start your search for the shrine at the Stitches.
Okay then. Shrine of what? There we go.
Ready to ride.
Tarn sent Zamarak to assist you against the Euraxian officers Saulinia and her assassins. The locals say that a group matching their description passed through here a short time ago. Tarn explained that we seek a hidden Akaviri shrine. Saulinia, the assassin who murdered King Hemakar and Queen Numara. Zamarak heard that name often on the day of Euraxia's coup. Perhaps this one can finally get justice for the royal family. No. Zamarak was guarding Kamira that day. We were far from the palace. Anyway, this one learned that the local crime lord provided Saulinia with guides who know the Scar well. We must hurry if we hope to catch them. The Scar can be a treacherous place, Five Claw, even without the addition of a Nibinese assassination squad. We need to hurry, but we should also proceed with caution.
Yes, please.
could be helpful. I hope I was of some assistance.
Wait, that body. It's one of the assassins. They must have passed this way. More bodies. The hired guides. Saulinia's work, Samara.
I hope I was of some assistance.
Look! There is a door behind these stones. Is this the place we seek?
What's going on here then?
That door. Not even all of Zamarak's strength and training can budge a magical barrier. The pedestal maintains the magical barrier, but Zamarak does not know how. The assassins. They stop whatever has been...
The only thing that stains my blade this day.
The assassins. That came from the south. We must hurry, Five Claw. Traps. They stopped some of the assassins, but not all of them. We must be wary.
Son of a bitch.
Together.
You can't hide from us forever, Dragon Guard.
You couldn't find an Alfican alabaster, you Roxian dolt!
That was the Dragon Guard. We're running out of time. Another maze. We must find a way to the other side.
Once I select a target, it always dies.
I trained to fight dragons. This isn't going to end the way you expect.
Right, you and your order oh, good. More blood spilled.
I refuse to die near that assassin.
Thank you, Five Claw. With Saulinia dead, maybe the royal family can finally rest in peace. The Dragon Guard ran through that door, but he was wounded. Zamorak... There was a heaviness on Zamorak's soul. Now it disperses like sand in the wind. Still, this one promised to find a new path. But these events just returned him to the same one he walked before. Yes, but Zamorak believed his previous life of violence caused those deaths. His studies and meditations told him this was so. Now, with Saulinia's death, Zamorak feels lighter. It feels good, but it also feels like a betrayal of the desert.
Sometimes you have to fight fire with fire. Very true.
You are right, Five Claw. Violence ended the life Zamorak knew, and violence has given Zamorak a new life to lead. As the adepts say, some things are worth fighting for. These musings distract from the mission. Let us check on the Dragon Guard.
Yes. Don't step on that trap.
Oh, damn assassin. She knew her stuff. I saw her fall, though. Thanks for that. After all these years, why do I suddenly have so much company?
The dragons are back and we need you to help.
I know about the dragons. I sent word to the other sanctuaries. The last, I didn't think so, but no one else has responded. Maybe. No. I know at least one other is still out there. He'll come. He has to. Take my ring. It will open the sanctuary. Find the dragon horn. You have to. Have to.
May Kenarthi guide you to the sands behind the stars.
Oh. Anything worth taking?
Below.
Ooh.
That looks like Prefect Kalo. What is he doing here?
Ah, there you are. We came as soon as we could. Were you able to stop Captain Saulinia and her assassins? Both dead? Saulinia deserved it. A shame about the Dragon Guard, though. And yes, it took some convincing and Tharn's most diplomatic negotiation tactics. The Cygnus Irregulars are on probation. For now. Once Queen Chimera sees us in action, I'm sure she'll come around. Until then, I wanted to make sure you are all right. Beating Saulinia is no small feat. I'm sorry we lost the Dragon Guard, though. A dragon horn? Like the one at Star Haven Adeptorium? Huh.
The barrier has fallen. Let us see what awaits within.
Are these the remains of the Dragon Guard? books and scrolls.
Ooh, that's
I
rather
knew
large.
it. Knowledge is power, my friend. You'll see.
It might be a little thing. Oh yeah, where am I going to put
Such
that?
a small thing when compared
Alright,
to
it was
the
just the
dragons.
end piece.
Still, we should take it to Rimmon, yes?
Yeah. I'm not.
I want to take another look at these books. We'll meet you back in Rimmon.
Turn to Rimmon Palace, okay.
Zamarak will linger as well, to make sure the Imperials find their way back.
Shore's bones. The rigger knew he should have brought more meat.
It's happening again. I see a dragon.
Cadwell? Cadwell? What was that about a dragon? Ah, there you are. See to Cadwell if you will.
Hello?
Then join us in the
Is
throne
someone
room
there?
of the War Council.
I appear to be back in my head. Well, my other head. The other head. This is so confusing. Ah, wait. Things are becoming clearer now. Yes, well, there you are. Oh, so good to see you again, my friend. I saw that nasty orc necromancer, Zumog Foom. He really is a despicable fellow. And there was a dragon, a huge, powerful, eyes as big as a house dragon. They called it Carl Grunteed.
No.
Means champion of the
No,
bound
no.
time. How do I know
I'm on
this?
the Elsweyr. At the
Well,
moment.
yes, I did.
See you later.
The ears are as connected as the eyes. They talked about the moon.
I'm trying to
something
go
about
through
an
all the stuff that
eclipse
I've missed,
And the perfect time to use the gate.
which is a lot.
I remember something about that from when I was the betrayer, but the details are hazy.
No, it's not the newest. High Isle is the new one.
My memory returns in dribs and drabs, but I'm not sure that's a good thing. If I remember anything helpful,
Elsweyr is
I'll let you know. Where are my manners? They're waiting for you.
Three-
Queen Chimera has called another war council in the
3
throne.
expansions ago. DLC. High Isle is the one you need to get the get scrying and get the Broken Soul ring.
Not a clue, but I know one way to find out. Head inside and see what the Cat Queen has to say.
If you haven't got a High Isle, how have you got Isabel? Isabel's on High Isle. Well, she's on High Isle, so you must have the DL. You must have the High Isle. That's where you get her from. That's where you get the 2 new ones from. Her and Ember. Ember and Isabel are both from High Isle. And Bastion and Murray from the one before it. No.
I'm right beside you. Let's get out there.
Yeah, the first two are from Blackwood. Stuff. Yeah, I've got a lot to finish off in this game. Morrowind is the one that you were on. I think my next one will probably be... I want to do a pretty recent one. Might try the Deadlands next. Right, where have we got to go? Attend the meeting in the meeting room. You have Miri. Yeah, she's from Blackwood. There's also the... excuse me. There's also the guy from Blackwood as well. Companions, Bastion Halix. He's from Blackwood as well. But Ember and Isabel are from High Isle.
The archives were extremely helpful once I found the appropriate documents.
Our moon singers and moon priests have always paid particular attention to detail. What did you learn?
Tharn found documents regarding an ancient agreement with the Dragon Guard. They apparently provided a weapon to use against the dragons.
This relates to the legends of Kunsari and Queen Anequina, yes?
Pardon the interruption, Queen Chimera, but that sounds like the dragon horn we found. That Dragon Guard didn't survive, but he gave us the Anequina dragon horn.
Magic cat, ready for business.
So this alliance I reluctantly agreed to has borne fruit.
The Cygnus Irregulars assisted, but your agent did the important work.
A weapon from the Dragon Guard. Interesting. Come, Five Claw. I want to hear your report. Agreeing to an alliance with Imperials. At least it appears this Prefect Kalo assisted you. Tell me what happened out there, Five Claw. I want to hear it from you.
Yeah, the Dragon Guard died.
So that is the Dragon Horn. It is much smaller than I thought it would be, and it looks fragile. Sound it once and it will probably crumble to dust. What are we supposed to do with such a
yes,
thing?
it is, Dark. Yeah.
As always, you have my thanks, Five Claw. Euraxia hoped to appease the dragons by assassinating the last dragon guard of Elsweyr.
Yeah, the next one's due out. Is it a few months it's due out?
Dragonhorn and avenged his death. Now, if we only knew what to do with the damn thing. I
They're bringing
know
out
how
a new
the horn
class with
works,
it,
Five Claw,
I believe.
but this is a relic of ancient magic. I do not want to damage it before we learn the true significance of its power. I will have Tarn do more research. In the meantime, we have another matter to deal with. Cadwell's visions strike more frequently now, with more urgency. Tarn believes
Yeah, it's called the High Isle.
close to reassembling Cadwell's dismembered body. I want you to stop him. The betrayer of legend must not be reborn. Abner Tarn checks on Cadwell regularly. Find them and see if they can tell you where Zumog Foom hides. Meanwhile, I will consult with Gareshri. Review the Kunzari stories before we task Tarn with learning more about the Dragonhorn.
Hold, Varys! Don't you dare attach that foot to my ankle.
This is Cadwell's longest episode yet. Perhaps I can...
That's it! Time to give you knaves what for.
These are visions. These
Who's there? Speak up! I'm about to teach these rapscallions a valuable lesson. And yes, I plan to make it hurt. Ah, jolly good. I could use a noble squire for the battle ahead. To battle Ahead. Anyway, Zumog Foom has gathered the dismembered parts of the betrayer's body. I can't allow the necromancer to put him, me, back together. I'm not entirely certain. It's definitely a dark, menacing cavern. Just the sort of place necromancers enjoy hanging around. Oh, here now, stop that! Your pardon, noble squire, but I have to go kick myself in the head. I'm off to put a stop to these dastardly villains.
Tarn, can you determine where Cadwell disappeared to?
Of all the foolish, idiotic, misguided things that Cadwell has ever done, this may be the worst of them all. He fancies himself a hero, but he's given Zumog Foom exactly what he needed. I'm no expert on necromancy, but it's obvious that our Cadwell is the last piece Zumog Foom needs to restore the betrayer. He has all the parts of Cadwell's dismembered body, and now Cadwell has handed him the final component, his very essence. Does a soul shriven have a soul? I have no idea how the philosophy of oblivion accounts for such things, but there must be some kernel of the original Cadwell inside the one we know. It stands to reason the necromancer would need that as well. I managed to scry Cadwell's portal before it winked out. It connected to an ancient crypt in the Scar, not far from the Stitches. Head there immediately. The rest of us will make preparations and join you as soon as we can.
Think about it, Dark. Be careful there, because the newest one is there for pre-order, I think. The next one. So make sure you don't get the next one. Got to go all the way over there. Oh, We'll actually try and make a stop there, I think. Like doing the dungeons. I sell to you.
A good pack is like a good friend.
Wonderful. Cost 64.5k. Okay, we'll buy that.
A buzz.
Sell. So no, no. Don't use white stuff. Yes, it's not Elsweyr. I was talking. It's High Isle, which is the one that. If you want to get the that ring, you need to get High Isle, not Elsweyr. Elsweyr is a lot older. If you buy the current DLC, then you get all the stuff before it free. So it might be worth you waiting until the new one comes out. There's a new DLC coming out. Is it later this year? When you buy that, all the stuff previous to it you get. Or you can just get the High Isle. You get a High Isle, you get everything before it free. High Isle is the current one. I think, is it Fire Song? Let me check. Some DLCs in order. Yeah, there we go. It's Morrowind, Somerset, Elsweyr, Greymore, Blackwood, and High Isle. No, you don't. You just buy a normal edition and you get all the previous ones. I've never bought a collecting edition. You buy High Isle, yeah. If you buy High Isle, you get all the previous stuff. That's all you need to do, and then you get all the previous stuff with it. I think. Well, let me check it. Hang on a minute. Check for you. Oh no, sorry. Yeah, I'm wrong. You need to subscribe. If you subscribe, you get them all. Sorry, mate. Yeah, if you subscribe, you get all the DLCs, all the previous ones, apart from the current one. Okay. Yeah. I subscribe to it. I pay the monthly fee. So I get all the DLCs, all the current DLCs. But if I decide not to sub, then I lose it all, and I just have the original content. Well, we've gone all over today. I'm looking on the 150 out of 205, that's all. With breaking down some stuff. I'll do that off stream. Right, I'm going to call it there, mate. Thanks for chatting, Dark. I hope you do well. I hope you find the original quest, because it's well worth doing. Well worth doing. It opens up another couple of quests. If you do the original quest right to the very end, that also opens up the Cadwell's silver and gold that I started when I came back, which gets you through the all the original content, which is great. Right, my friend, I shall see you soon. I'll be back on tomorrow with Warhammer. This is Olgrey signing off. Have a good day, Dark. See you later, mate.